Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Confession Post podcast. It's been a few months since the debut episode, which came out in March. And just a reminder for everyone who is unfamiliar with what the Confession Post is. It's a website, confessionpost.com, where people post very personal sentiments anonymously. There are never names attached to it. And so a lot of it's very personal stuff, a lot of things that perhaps people might even get in trouble for. But I've always been interested in hearing really personal anecdotes. And I've also been fascinated with taboo behavior, the kinds of things that people admit on this site can be pretty racy at times. But that's what's fascinating about it. And just a point that I should mention as well is that I did run the idea by the people who created the website, so I am doing it with permission. As far as my background in podcasting, I am a producer now of 4 podcasts. So there's the Human Monsters podcast, which is a true crime show, and there's the Trailer Park Boys Fan Federation podcast, which is based on my love of the TV show Trailer Park Boys, which is my favorite show. There's one called, there's the True Crime News, which is part of the Human Monsters podcast. And then I'm about to debut another show coming this week called Children of the Void, which is another true crime podcast that deals with missing and murdered children. And so that's what I do. I'm a producer. It's all part of Leader One Podcast Network, of which this show is a part. And I'm going to introduce now my new co-host, Rosanna Chilton. Say hello, Rosanna Chilton.
Hey.
And tell us about you're an artiste in your own right. Tell us about what do you do?
Well, first of all, I guess my main career is tattooing, but I paint. I've been drawing. I write. It's sort of I have many outlets, that sort of thing, and I also model. With the tattoo community comes like a lot of other avenues, so you get to see like a lot of the body mod community. So I've also checked out suspension and shibari is not a part of that, but I find it more painful than that. So that's more bondage, whatever. But
Yeah.
the suspension community was awesome.
Oh yeah, I saw a picture of you in suspension once. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was. there's a few. I have a couple videos up too of.
Is that painful?
Yeah, it's painful, but like I said, the shibari is worse. Like, I don't know. Like it just depends on how everything's distributed, really.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
do you do a lot of piercing as well? Is that goes hand
No,
in hand?
I mean I had the option to learn, but I just I wanted to focus on the art. I wanted to focus on tattooing because I felt like that was like probably enough. It was it was a lot, but in hindsight I would have at least taken a basic piercing course because of the people I've met along the way. I could have actually taken that a little bit further, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought there. Tends to happen. All right, so I'm going to go into my first confession, and the title of this one was 20 Years with Something Missing. So I'm 19. In 2 months, I'll be 20 years old. I've yet to have my first kiss, let alone a date. I know that I shouldn't dwell on simply a number, but I'm terrified of turning 20 without ever having been in a relationship. I just want to have someone to wake up to hold hands with, to enjoy doing nothing with. I know love is out there for me. I just need to find out where. Do you think that society puts people under too much pressure to, reach these milestones by a certain age?
Hell yeah. Totally.
Like,
Sorry.
no, you.
Yeah, no, I totally think that it happens because, like, you see all these rom-coms, it's a lot of media, a lot of, like, saturation in that, where, like, you know, all these, like, people, get their first kiss and this and that at whatever age, and, they think it's supposed to hit these marks, and they're really disappointed when it doesn't. And sometimes it's important to, like, not put that much energy into it, like, you're just, I don't know, it's like the first kiss, like like there's much more out there.
What they don't tell you is that actually a lot of those first experiences are disappointing anyway.
Yes. Oh man, disappointing, full of like weird things that you're like, oh my god, I didn't think that would happen. Like, mistakes, like, because I mean, it's like your awkward teenage years. You're not gonna be like, you're not gonna be like smooth as hell, like trying to, like things are not gonna go the way you think they do.
Well, no,
like,
because
ever.
Or you mentioned the rom-coms, right? Or the or anything like. Basically, they just keep driving home this point, like it's magical. It's
Totally.
And then you find out, like it's two bodies, and it's almost mechanical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's, and I mean, it doesn't end there.
And also,
like, and also,
I don't think I've ever heard a woman tell the story of losing her virginity that was ever positive.
No.
They regret it.
Hell no. Like, everybody I know, it was just like really awkward, and like, I mean, my own story was like not that great. Like, it wasn't until I had my second boyfriend that it was a little bit better, but it still wasn't great.
Yeah. And most of them say they were too young when they did it. That's a common thing too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, I was too young. Like, I knew a lot about stuff like before I feel like it was necessary, but yeah, I think that comes with like the age of, back in the day, because we learned from whomever. Like, sometimes you had a high school student telling you weird things, like, and you're just like, what are you talking about? Like, and it's just like your brother's, like, or your sister's friend, like, whatever, and you're like, I don't know, I'm just gonna go play.
Today's 12 and 13-year-olds, they are very much advanced in that area. Like, I don't think any of the girls in my grade 7 class were having sex, but today
I've heard some things, like, and you read things on the internet too, and you're like, is this really what's happening? Like are these, like, is this a thing? Like, are teenagers actually doing this? Like,
yeah, I think, yeah, like blowjobs and stuff. I think
like there's like actually a lot more way like promiscuous, but I mean, like, I thought I was being kind of bad, but I mean, you also, back then, you had the stigma, if the shit got out, you were a slut. So nowadays, you had to like try to keep it down low if you wanted to, like, like, you're young, like, whatever.
Can you imagine how it must feel for some of these girls, like when it's on video, or there's like a...
I know. Okay, so there's
the whole high school,
On a more serious note on that, like, there's been, like, it's escalated to the point where, like, these kids, like, end up not seeing graduation. You know what I mean? Like, it's really terrible. Like, it's like we're all kids. We want to have fun. And, we all know how we were at that age. We were, like, hormonal as fuck. Like,
yeah.
And just, like, it was a time. And, like, to be treated that way was so much more harsh. It felt like you were going to die. Like, and, like, yeah, like, I mean, I haven't had anything similar to that, because thank God we didn't have smartphones back then.
Oh, fuck, I couldn't have handled cyberbullying. That would have been the end of me.
I know.
Enough, for being a weirdo, but to have them coming at you through Facebook and shit. I mean,
yeah.
Do you ever did you ever hear about the story of this girl in Nova Scotia where?
Ratea?
Yes, that's her name. Yeah, and she was like, I think it was like these guys. I don't know if it was.
I was alluding to that basically. Like, there's a whole like they do. There was a tattoo like fundraiser thing for her and stuff. Like, cause like it is a big deal, and it was a shame really to hear about it. Like, you know, she got it really bad. Like, but yeah.
Yep, I wouldn't want high school. I wouldn't want to repeat the high school experience for anything.
There's a lot of weird ass shit that happens out here, but I mean, it's a small town. Like, wherever you're at, doesn't matter where you're at in Nova Scotia. Halifax like looks like a big city. It seems like a big city, but it's not. Like, it's so not.
So I live in Toronto. I know that Halifax is not a big city.
No, yeah, Toronto.
You can walk across the whole city in one day, basically.
And no, I used to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Not anymore. No. That was an old person joke. Oh, yeah. No, I actually probably still could. I know my way around here. I could probably do it like blackout drunk. No problem. But
yeah.
And that's why Halifax stays as big as it is because secretly we're all drinkers and we just want to be able to get home.
Just eat a donair along the way. And
yeah. You can always find yourself a donair. It's true. All right. So back to this though.
Your first confession. Yeah, let's.
Oh, okay. I guess I should I think I was gonna go with I found this one really intriguing. My mother, the prison officer. I didn't think that I'd have to read the whole thing. Just hang on a second. Because it's actually really, 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 really long. But let me just get to the good stuff in here. Because, it's part 2. I didn't even find part 1. I don't know where that is.
Well,
I knew. I didn't look. I mean, I was just so excited, but
you could give us the gist of it, and then you get to the juicy parts. Yeah.
So I think he's saying that okay, in the next couple of days, I'm due to officially be sentenced between 10 to 20 years in jail, and I have just found out that the prison where I will be serving my sentence is the same prison where my mother works as a prison guard. And she says that she will be escorting me from the courtroom with handcuffs on my wrists after I'm sentenced by the magistrate court judge. She says that I will be transferred to the jail in the back of the prison alongside the other prisoners, but my mother will be one of the guards in the prison. You know what? This might, now that I'm reading it again, it sounds like he might want to be an author.
Yeah, maybe.
But I'm willing to entertain that this is real. So, hang on. Let me just go a little bit further here.
That's not
he's getting into details that I'm like, well, that's not terribly necessary. But he's talking about going to the shower room. So I'm wondering if maybe he's thinking that this is becoming a hidden fantasy that his mom is going to be taking him in handcuffs, or that he's just maybe embarrassed that, he could be, he's, doing this in front of his mother, because he did mention in detail that he's going to have to take a shower in front of her. So I don't know if it's one of those things where it's after all these years, I'm going to have to strip naked and give her all my things and and do all this and basically submit to my mother. Is it an embarrassing thing, or is he discovering something like a BDSM kind of deal?
Well, I wonder if the female guards would have to go into the showers. I'm wondering if they make an exception for them.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd have to switch out. It's a little too personal, it can't be, I mean, and I don't know. It just seems a little, a little odd.
Yeah.
Like, I was intrigued by it. I skimmed it like real quick and I was like, okay, this is a good one. This is a good one to touch on. But when I reread it, I was like, he's getting into unnecessary details. It might be a little bit interesting because it's part two. So what was part one? Was he talking about his court deal and maybe his mom standing outside? Because she was like a court, I don't know. Because she seems to be there for the whole thing.
Well,
I'm not sure.
that could definitely cause problems for him in the sense that if anybody fucks with him, his mom's probably going to retaliate, and then they're start making fun of him. What is your mom gonna slap?
Yeah, exactly. There's that too, right? So like, is it a thing where she has? Oh yeah, she did mention in there that she has to treat him like a regular person. So, is that going to get weirder? Like, in terms of his psyche? Because, I
Yeah.
mean, that's his own mom, too.
Well, ultimately it would be in his best interest not to let anyone know about that. And maybe she'll
he can't he can't say anything about that. He can't be, that's my mom.
yeah,
Or, like, he can't let it slip, be like, Mommy, no.
she'll have to basically maybe go out of her way to ensure that nobody thinks she's treating him special. Like
Exactly.
my
It's
cousin's
going to be
wife,
weird.
yeah, my cousin's wife did that when she was an elementary school teacher, and her son ended up in her class, and she was actually harder on him than she was with everybody else. So I guess maybe that's what this guy's mom's gonna have to do, just to show he's not the recipient of any favoritism.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like, you can't show that. Plus, it like, kind of, you know, they're gonna wonder why. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah. Let's see. I guess that's probably it about that one.
Okay. My next one.
I don't know. Yeah.
The title was Flirting. So I was 16
Oh
years
yeah.
when a
This is
girl
a
in my
good one.
school called me a slut for trying to steal her boyfriend. Told her it wasn't my fault. I was sexier than her. That only made her even madder, and knew it wasn't going to be the last of it. The next day, I got pushed into a public park bathroom, force stripped, and dragged outside in front of a crowd of students completely naked. All I could hear was girls yelling, "Expose her, pussy," and boys looking at me, spread out on the ground, saying, "Make her walk home naked." I guess I would have gotten them into trouble, and the reason I got my clothes back and knew I was so humiliated would never say a word about this is poorly written,
Yeah.
which was something I did in school. Well, like I did an episode of Human Monsters about bullying, and it was
Yeah.
just about what teenagers and kids do. And this actually sounds a lot like what they do. I mean, it's not that far fetched.
Yeah, no, I mean, we were just talking about the whole Rtea thing, so like, like it's not totally far fetched, and
Well,
like, yeah, the whole like, I mean, I just can't believe how cruel people are these days, though. It's just bad,
well,
like,
as far as worrying that a girl's going to steal your boyfriend, why is it
oh man,
boy is never mentioned? He never faces the music. They don't ever consider that he played a role too. That men typically approach women.
yeah,
He may have gone out of his way to have sex with her. So
yeah. I mean, there's accountability on both ends for sure because like that's something that I found like as a woman, like when you get older, like it starts out like I've seen it start out that way where you kind of hold the girl responsible. You're like, wait, like as you start dating more people, you realize, oh no, wait, things work both ways. Because I mean, like I've I'm not proud to say it, but I've stolen people's boyfriends. you know, and like it's not like it ended up really well. Like I've learned my lesson and stuff, and like for real though, like it's just like it takes a while, and girls like have this weird jealousy thing where like they should just have the bond right away.
Yeah,
You know, like it's really not her fault. It's the guy's fault.
Did
And like,
those guys end up cheating on you?
yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, except one, he was just fucking mental. So yeah. Yeah, there was only one that he would always assume I was cheating, and I was like, I'm not even in a relationship with you.
Well, if someone can steal your boyfriend, maybe your relationship wasn't very strong in the first place, right?
And this is one of the things with polyamory too. Like it kind of touches on that. It's like, but it's sort of like a slightly better sentiment where it's like, well, if they're happier with this person, like why not let them be happier with this person? You care for them, right? Like you know, it's probably for the better. Like, they probably weren't for you.
Right. Are you
So
poly?
semi, like I've actually been like delving a little bit more into like the reason why I've sort of done this in the last little bit, but 2017 like had a really like it was a bad relationship. So after that, I like swore. I was like, no, I don't want. I need to get me together. I want that, and I
Yeah.
like, want to just like, be free, and every person like
Yeah.
that I kind of like dig. Well, not every person that I dig, but every person that I'm like kind of into in a way, or like we gel at first. They like, I don't know. It's like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of deal almost, but like,
Yeah. And with aren't polyamorous situations, aren't they difficult to manage? Like you
they
have to set
can be.
ground rules, and people break the rules, and you have to have
Yeah.
meetings and
I've seen people break the rules. Like I've actually been like sort of a part of the community more as a singular person than
yeah.
as a person in a relationship. Because prior to all this, I kind of like, I guess, yeah, I dated in like as a few people's thirds, but I'm a respectful person that way. I know it's like we're gonna get together, we're gonna have some fun, and that's that, right? But you don't chase people. I don't. Uh, I don't chase people in those relationships. You know what I mean? If they wanna hang out, they wanna hang out. I usually assume they discussed it with their partner. Most of the times I found out they have not, but but it is like that's not like it sounds kind of callous when I say it, but like as a third in your realm, you've done everything that you can, unless like that person is like actually a really good friend of yours. And like in those cases, I try to tell them like what's up. So
Well, it seems to me like it's a mistake to start it as like a monogamous couple and then opening up. It seems like
yeah,
it's a bad way to go about it because you have to accept like what if they and one of the other people decide to like go away to like one of their cottage for the weekend and they don't
right.
want you calling them. They don't want you to go along, right? I mean, that's something you have to be cool with, and that may be easier said than done, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Like there was a TV show I watched about it, and they were constantly dealing with these tensions, and yeah, it seemed to me like it was more stressful than it's worth, and it's a lot
Oh
hard.
yeah.
It's it's not like well I'll
It
get
can be like it depends on like what kind of people you're around. Because I mean, there's some people like well, it's like the monogamy, like yeah, the monogamy thing. It's just like there's so many rules. And I
yeah
mean polyamory too. There's like a lot of things like if you're not prepared for it, it might seem a little much to you too. Because I mean, not everybody is fully capable of like fully communicating. That's actually kind of a hard thing. Because
yeah
they're
right
just like, oh, what is my partner gonna think? 'Cause, like, I don't want them to think that I'm ditching them to like,
yeah
because I mean, essentially, you are going to like possibly go do that, you know?
And when you consider how
But
chemistry differs between different people, there may be one person to whom you're most attracted, and maybe you two you're drawn to each other more than either one of you is to the other people, and I think that tends to be problematic, right? People don't. They
oh
have,
yeah.
hence the
Yeah.
couple going on the weekend at the cottage, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you learn like new things all the time. I mean, that's life though. Like you're just like constantly learning new things. Like I like the like 20-year-old things in here. Though back to the like first kiss one, because like that was to me it's endearing. It's like, honey, just wait. I mean, don't wait. Like, just don't put too much stress on your first kiss. It'll happen, but like, it gets better, more funnier, and like.
yeah. And it only gets magical if you're actually in love with the person, like later on
Yeah.
after you've
Yeah.
kissed them a lot. But yeah, usually the first
That's
kiss.
true. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I believe in magic.
Yeah. It happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. So we should probably go on to the next one here. I chose Violate Me.
Oh, interesting. All right.
I am a 40 years old. Wait, I'm 40 years old. I'm husky, hairy, and male. I am looking for guys who would enjoy forcing their. I can't really speak this loud. Actually, I'm at my parents' house.
Oh yeah, that's not the word.
This is great. I kind of like it. It's a little bit more taboo this way. um, enjoy forcing their cocks inside of me. I prefer women, but I want a guy to force himself on me. I am open to trans women doing the same, but I don't see too many of them wanting this. To those who think I am sick, fuck you, asshole. If you're not into this post ain't about you. Legal age only. So I feel this guy is super serious, which I love.
Well, I don't think
And
any.
also, oh, I'm not discounting anybody. Like I'm not discounting at all. Like I just he knows what he wants, you know. So, this whole thing where he says I prefer women, like there's trans doms out there that could probably hook him up with something, you know. They could hook him up with something fun, and like. There's DOMs, there's anything. Like you can I mean, the avenues are out there. Actually, there's a place out here in Halifax, Citadel Hill. If he just took a walk up there, he could totally find himself somebody. For sure. And they're consensual. Oh shit, am I giving away where I'm at? Is this a bad thing? I shouldn't probably do that, should I? I'm not actually in downtown, so that's good. But there are places out here he could just totally take a walk and find, like in Europe there's restrooms that'll happen. Like you can totally make it happen. And you gotta know where to look.
Well, I mean, in terms of career options for trans women, sex work is actually a very common choice.
It is like the best choice. They make so much money.
They can, yeah, totally.
So much money. You got video, you got doming, there's whatever, you can sell pictures. The OnlyFans is back up to the porn thing, which is awesome. They were gonna take it away, but too many people were like, no. So they're keeping their explicit content. So there's that. And I'm sure a lot of these people, some of them do work off the side. Because, some of them are actually sex workers. So, there's never a shortage for someone to take a nice 40-year-old hairy man aside and, take him. just really take him. There's options.
I think in their personal lives, it's a different story. Trans women, they hate their penises. They don't.
Some
want
do, yeah.
them. I mean, I'm sure that there are. I mean, they don't all want to have the operation. Some of them.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like if you think about it, that's a fucking scary operation. I would have my reservations. Like if it were me, I'd be like, oh God, like, what if something happens and like what if things go wrong? You're always wondering that. Because like, I mean, there's a little bit of a thing with the body mod community, and I felt it like after doing a couple mods myself. You go through, it's almost like your body kind of gets depleted of its serotonin and things, because like you're when you get these mods done, like say you get implants, say you get well, even a tongue split will make you feel that way. Other things like that. Just they're bigger, more intrusive mods. They will deplete your body to the point where you go through a slight state of depression afterwards.
Yeah.
So you have to deal with the aftermath, and it's really not that fun.
Well,
You almost need like somebody with you.
well,
And
hormones have a huge effect on your moods, right?
yeah, I know a few trans people myself, and like I've talked to them just sort of about that. Like it's sort of like a hangover is what we like equate it to, but it's like, it's a surgery hangover, right? So it's very real, and like there's even a high suicide rate in people who mod and trans. So.
Well, a few of them actually regret it. There's a small contingent, and that's got to be a nightmare.
Oh man, no, I had a quick moment. One of mine, I was just like, oh, why did I do this? And it was my ears, but I love them. Like it was just like one of those quick flashes in the pan. But I already knew I was going to kind of do it. It was just like my body kind of betrayed me into that feeling, because you just like, it's weird how the body reacts to these things. It is like, but there's a reaction, and it's like one of those things I feel needs to get like treated. But that's off I mean,
the female to male procedure for trans men costs $800,000, and it takes like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, female to male.
Yeah,
it's insane actually. Like I looked at it, it's insane what they do with your muscles. Like I can't believe what science can do. It's actually kind of amazing, but like I can't believe what you would feel like after that. Cause like you're taking all these muscles, you're deconstructing them and you're reconstructing them into something else. So like your body would just feel like it got ran over by like several trucks. Like,
well, like the person now known as Elliot Page.
Yes.
I didn't know how that.
I love this transformation. Actually,
I didn't know he
They're
went that
awesome.
But he had all the breast tissue removed, and but at the same time, his acting career is over, because you're not going to be able to buy her playing a man in a movie. Like he's not going to be able to, he's not going to be able to sell it, and all of a sudden,
I mean, to a degree, there's going to be.
And if you offer her female roles, she can be offended. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, there is like there's that, but I mean, it is Hollywood, and like Hollywood does have its own little hangups, but there's also a really strong like LGBTQ community. Like they'll probably like have something decent going with like the L word, or like, I mean, that's just throwing something out there, like without thinking really. But like there's other avenues. There's even like that. I think there's an LGBTQ TV channel that, could be a really good avenue as well. Man, I was watching TV the other day and I didn't realize that there's like Drew Barrymore has a motherfucking show.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I couldn't watch it. I love her, but like I couldn't. Her voice was, and it just got to me a little bit.
Oh, like, because it's so it's almost like an Oprah show, like it's so mainstream or something like
I
that.
don't know. Like, I wanted more for her, I think, but like, yeah,
Oh.
no, I just couldn't.
Well, I remember in
Like,
the '90s, she kind of became almost a counterculture person. Like
yes,
because of grunge, she seemed to embrace that, but since then, she kind of seemed to have abandoned that whole pursuit, I guess.
yeah,
And well, I mean, I certainly grew up with her because, she's 2 years older than me, and I loved E.T. and stuff.
yeah,
And
E.T. Yeah, that's like after that, she was like 11 when she started like partying with like
yeah,
all
yeah.
these people and like fucking
Cocaine.
doing drugs. Like, what the fuck?
I think she
11
was.
year olds.
I think she may have been like 9 or 10. She was.
Yeah, she was really young. Well, I
'Cause
mean, look at Brooke Shields too, right?
well, her mother was. I think her mother let her do it, which is just
I know.
unbelievable.
Same with Brooke Shields. Like, who are these people? What are you doing with your children? I
Yeah,
know
it's.
it's gonna make you money, but that's gross. Stop it. Like, fuck.
All right. My next one's actually kind of keeping in line with the whole LGBT issues here. Uh,
Yeah.
so the title is My BFF. So I am in love with my best friend. This is a woman, by the way. She was attracted to me, so we made out. She grabbed my butt, and we were really going at it. She started grinding on me, and I was in heaven. I asked the next day to be my girlfriend, and she told me she wanted men. I'm bi, she's not. She said no, and she won't let me forget it. All I want is one last kiss, but she won't let me have it. I want to get over her, but I can't. I need help. I mean, this is.
How old
Uh,
is she?
it doesn't say how old she was, but I
I
think
would
she was
assume
young.
she's younger.
I
Yeah.
mean, hasn't there been a lot of tensions between bisexuals and
Oh
gay
yeah.
lesbians
Man,
because of this kind of thing?
yeah, no, I've like growing up, I've always like I've had crushes on my like I was just discovering all that shit for myself, right? Like I've had crushes on all kinds of people and you hit on the wrong people and then it's all ruined. Like
Oh yeah,
for like you get like so like shy and you're like, "Oh my God, I don't know what to do around like girls at all." Like I don't It's just one of those things. It's so weird. Like I could approach like any dude and talk to him just freely, but like
mm,
I'm the most awkward piece of shit when it comes to a girl, and I hate myself for it. So
yeah.
like I
Well,
understand this girl. Like
see, I'm like that. I'm like that with guys. I'm awkward with men, but
yeah,
with women, yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's just like it's easier. Like there's an easier flow with certain people, but like when it comes to your same sex, it's like almost like you feel like you're gonna get judged real bad, you know? Like
Yeah. And
it's like, what are they thinking of me right now? Oh, they think I'm a weirdo. I'm never gonna ever have this like chance with them again. I better fucking like just like cut it off so it's like maybe there's an opening later and I didn't fuck things up too badly, like
and haven't a lot of gays and lesbians been burned by bisexual people? Like some woman dates a woman for a while, but then she misses being with a guy, so she breaks up with the woman. Like I think that's happened quite a bit, hasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I've I have yet to have a serious relationship with a chick, and I want that, but like it just never really worked out, and I've always been super like awkward with chicks,
Mm.
you know.
And
But
there almost seems to be like a bisexual bandwagon as well, where
yeah, yeah,
young.
oh totally. And I mean, there's bisexual and there's pansexual too. So
Yeah.
there's like when I was growing up, it was like always bisexual, and it was kind of more all encompassing than what it seems to be right now. Because pansexual is like the sort of more all encompassing kind of like version of bisexuality, where it's like basically you're attracted to the person's spirit. Like it doesn't matter if they're trans or male, female, or whatever the shit. Like it's kind of an all over spectrum. And myself, like I mean, growing up, there wasn't very many trans people around me, but wasn't blind to the fact that this wasn't a thing, right? So, but
Yeah.
still, like, I just kind of never really entertained it. And then I like really got like into as like I got older, I got into the LGBTQ community and
Mm.
like really like, I like and just people actually the polyamory community was like more solely responsible in terms of like just like people's auras and people's energy, and you're just like, oh my god, I actually want to like not only do I want to like have like I want to pick your brain, but I also want to fucking scissor you like crazy, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
shit like that, or whatever the equivalent is like on the other side of that. It's like I just want to fucking mash tacos, man, like
Yeah. Yeah.
and
And,
like make out with you and caress your like soft body. Anyway,
and I'd like
shit,
to
I'm
work.
talking really loud. I gotta stop doing that. Like they're probably, I feel, I have extended family down, and I feel like they're listening.
They don't talk about scissoring that much.
No.
Come up. No.
No.
Well, I mean, as
Rip.
far as polyamory goes, like, see, I could never be comfortable participating in an orgy in group sex, but I want to be asked to participate. Just
Yeah, the
consider that
invitation's
attractive.
nice, or like a good old keys party where everybody knows who's
Yeah,
coming, kind of thing, and you're just like, okay, we're all okay with each other. So like whoever we get, we're good. Like like it's a safe like sort of community. I'm telling you, BC is the place for like that.
for
I
real.
like, well, it's not like the keys thing, but I was like kind of, I ended up in like a very hippie kind of community, and like I went to this sort of like it was a couple day festival kind of thing where there's like a hot tub and like DJs and stuff like that. It was actually really cool. It's like very hippie, very like open and free, and like people are basically like they wanted if they wanted to play with you, they would like you'd basically ask like if you had a partner, and yeah, and it just like it was interesting. It was a very very interesting community. But I'm telling you, like BC is like that is the place to get to know that sort of deal.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I've been to parties where like people were doing basically all of that, and it was a good time. Very safe though.
Very,
Yeah, consensual, safe, all of that.
yeah,
Like
that's important. Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so what's your next
Mm.
confession?
Shoot, I suppose I should bring that up. Okay. I don't think I had it cute. Okay. Um, let's see. Um, I think I'll go to like. I'm gonna save some of the better ones for like just like after this because oh no just okay. I gotta rephrase that because I'm not saying any of these are bad or good or nothing. Like I'm not giving you guys like 1 star, 5 stars for what you guys do. This is not how this goes.
Well, the challenging thing
There's
about
juicy ones that I like to talk about, and then there's ones that I want to talk about for other reasons, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
yeah, what I'm trying to say.
Well,
So,
it's challenging to
um,
find ones that are not about sex. You have to really sift through quite a bit of them.
yeah, okay. So I'm going with I had to kick his cheating ass out. This person was with this person for a fair amount of time and discovered that they were this person was cheating. Well, obviously, you can see all the red signs because she's basically like stating that she goes to visit him on his birthday, and he is on the phone, not really paying attention. He's like, probably about at best 10% like there, and in his phone like a good fucking 90% of the time. And so she basically finds out that this guy was cheating on her. And she's very happy that it is over, but what's that? There's a lot of words here, so I'm just trying to kind of summarize it because let's see. She's talking about going into his phone and stuff, which I don't agree with. If you have a phone, like, you guys, like, honestly, we're all adults here. Like, you should be able to, like, share whatever the hell you have in your phone, because if you're not being a dick, you're hiding something. And that's okay. Like, that is, probably your first red flag. Like,
the only thing I'm hiding is politically incorrect humor on mine.
Yeah. I mean, I've got some, maybe, like, some of that, yeah, I mean, probably mostly that. I'm not going to get into, like,
I'm not going to get into it either, not with cancel culture going on. No.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like, the cheating thing, honestly, like, you find that out, you just ditch them, like, easy as that. Like, and honestly, like, we're at a time now where we should all be communicating, and you shouldn't have to go through each other's phones to find the shit out. Because, like, really, like, come on, like, to me, it's almost the equivalent of looking under your parents' bed as a kid for Santa's presents, like, seriously, just, like, stop it. Like, we're supposed to have our own lives and whatnot and be able to trust each other. And, like, yeah. No, go ahead.
If you don't trust them, then it's pretty much over,
Yeah, exactly. Trust communication, and also, there's one more. Anyway, trust and communication, two major things with relationships. You need those in order to actually move forward. And if you don't have that, then you are not gonna go anywhere.
No, exactly. And so yeah, she's never gonna get over that insecurity, because even if he could prove to her he never cheated, it probably still wouldn't be enough for her. She probably would still pursue that. She'd probably be persistent about it, and it'll just eat away at the relationship. So.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also her own issues too. Like, sometimes, like, you have issues going forward. Like, I mean, not just because of that guy. Maybe she had issues prior, but it just perpetuates things. Like, after a bit, you have to, like, kind of start looking at it and treating it too, right? And not letting it, like, fuck up your other relationships.
Well, yeah, like, that's the thing, because a lot of people decide, well, everyone else is going to pay for the.
I know. It's like, well,
Yeah,
I didn't trust these 5 people, and, like, all these other people that are like to come, like, next on the horizon. We're not going to trust them either, until they, like, can move the sun in the mountains and shit. And it's like, that's not the attitude to have, man. Like, like, you got to be able to, like, know that there's fucking bad people in the world, and sometimes, like, we have a real bad run with people. It's like, maybe, like, that guy was shit and the last guy was shit. The next guy might not be shit, so don't write him off.
Yeah, don't just create a whole campaign of alienation from the get.
Yeah, or the I hate men thing. It's like, no, shit, man, don't. Well, I think just hate humans.
Well, yeah. But a lot of the women who feel that way have terrible taste in men. They keep dating the same douchebags over and over, and they think all men are like that, but they're not.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll rate my next one. The title is "What's the Point?" Every guy I've ever come across only sees me as a sex object. I always refuse to give them what they want, and yet they still just want to get in my pants. It's been making me feel so crappy about myself. Like I'm not good enough, even though they give me all sorts of compliments. makes me wonder if I should just give up on love and humanity and just become a real sex object, like an escort. At least then I'd get paid for feeling like shit. Who would care? Well, I would say she's going to feel even more like shit if she does that for a living.
Yeah. I
But I mean,
think, like, yeah, there's a certain degree of, like, okay, like, it depends on, like, what your outlook is. Are you a glass half full or glass half empty kind of person?
well, do you feel like
You know?
people, like men particularly, just cannot see past your exterior? That
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, like, I'm not gonna get into, like, too much of, like, my personal stuff just yet, but, like,
yeah,
but yeah, like I know a little bit about like what she's talking about, like, and there is a certain like it really depends on your outlook, and I don't feel with like an outlook, if you have a glass half empty kind of outlook, you're not gonna come out of being a sex worker very well. But if you have a glass half full outlook, then you will. But it's just, like it seems like maybe that's a depression thing, because
yeah.
like it's it's more of a like I get it, there's a frustration sometimes because you're just like I know I'm more than this.
Yeah.
I'm more than this. I'm more than this like simple thing that that I feel, and like it's really frustrating that no one's like really taking the time to see it,
Well,
and then that's like that could be probably part of her thing,
well,
because
there's
I feel it sometimes, but
well, women who are like very intelligent, highly educated, like maybe they have a PhD. One thing, they struggle with relationships a lot because they want that to be valued as well as their looks. But the men, if they're really good looking, the men just don't care, and so that's something that really vexes them quite a bit. That just these men don't give a shit about what they've accomplished. It's all about what they look like.
yeah. No, I mean, in a way, we all kind of want that pat in the back, though. Like,
Yeah, it's
as
true.
human beings, it's like, this is what I did. Like, I'm pretty proud of this. And, like, you know, you want to be seen in more than just, like, a simple, basic version of yourself, right? So,
Well, I
like,
mean, do you get frustrated? Like, say you meet like guys you're not attracted to, but they're cool, and you could see yourself being friends, and you like to be friends, but they're just so hung up on the way you look and wanting to sleep with you that
I've had a couple, like, I mean, but I mean, it's been kind of weirdly presented, and it's in a way where it's like those guys just like don't seem to like really totally respect me in the way that I feel like,
yeah,
you know, they still like, I don't know, it's like, but then again, it's like it could be just like my friends, because it's like I do like kind of seedy people myself. Like I don't see myself as like a golden child of any sorts, but I feel I'm smart enough, I'm good enough, and God, no, um, I was getting into the Stuart Smiley thing there,
yeah,
but
yeah.
but yeah,
Well, people
but
do.
but I mean, like it's just more or less like everybody kind of want to feel that way. They want that, and aside from that, like um yeah, it is frustrating. It's like, like we could be so cool. We could just like chill if you didn't want to just you wanted to, like, if you could just keep your wiener out of the equation for a second. But you also have to understand that it's like this is not something that you can control yourself, because it's like you can't help how someone feels about you, because it's how they feel about you.
Yeah,
Like it's not something that you've really tried to like, change. I mean, like yeah, you can try to change it, but do you really want to? Actually, reminds me of an episode of My Name is Earl, and it was the bigger dude and like the maid, and she found out that he liked her, and she did everything that she could to try and drive him away. But after the whole day of doing that, she was like, "Oh my God, I did all of these things. I made myself super disgusting, and he's still here." And she like fell in love with him, right? Like it was, it was one of those episodes that I just like it resonated with me, and it's like it doesn't like that's the thing, like it's a weird fucking like dilemma, like what this love and feelings thing is, because like you can't choose who loves you,
Yeah.
but like sometimes they're just like that person will love you like a fucking puppy loves like anyone, like it's weird, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
like, there's not much that you can do about it, though. Like, this is how other people feel. So, like, I guess the best way to, like, back to your thing, is to probably go, like, maybe not feel like a piece of shit, about it. Because, like, I know it sucks, but there's better out there. Like, there's always better.
well, maybe she should give like men like a probationary period, like no sex for.
Yeah, probationary periods are good.
Yeah, yeah, I was thinking about, because I had this theory about the friend zone, right? Because it's occurred to me, maybe it's not a matter of having had an opportunity and blown it. I think more likely the girl never had those kinds of feelings for the guy in the first place. She just wanted to be friends.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I could feel that.
yeah, like I've had experiences where I didn't make a move, and instead of the girl becoming friends with me, she got kind of annoyed with me. She, I guess, felt screwed. You know?
Yeah, it could go that way too. It's like, well, what's wrong with you? Aren't I pretty enough? Like,
Yeah, so
don't you like me?
yeah, I think that's more like the result of yeah, not doing it properly, screwing up. But
Well,
yeah,
hey, we're all awkward. I'm fucking awkward. Like, I like honestly, like, I would have made out with way more girls than I have in my time if I probably wasn't so fucking awkward. But I haven't.
mhm.
So I might even had a girlfriend, but I'm awkward.
Are there gay bars or lesbian bars in Halifax?
Like we have gay nights, right? Like, it's actually a really great gay community out here. Um, I'm really good friends with a lot of drag queens.
Yeah.
And also, let's see, like, yeah, our tattoo convention is also like LGBTQ. The woman that runs it, she is a lesbian and she's really awesome. So yeah, there's like a lot of there's a lot, like it's very accepted out here, but it's still like also like there's still a couple like there's hiccups here and there. There's a lot of backwoods characters. Like it's a peninsula with a lot of woods and a valley and things like that. So for the most part, what we have is a lot of artists and a lot of a wicked gay community, but there are still some people that aren't very friendly towards all that. So
Oh, I'm sure there are.
yeah, it's a thing, but it's also it's kind of like it's similar to like sort of Victoria Island, I think. Is it Victoria Island? It's similar, not exact. Like Victoria Island has way more money, I feel.
I mean,
Or something.
or
Like Vancouver, yeah. Whatever. Like Vancouver Island. I keep doing that, man.
Victoria's Island, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't even know. I've been corrected several times since like my Uncle Brian's been down and I still can't get it right.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your next one? Your next big question?
Okay, let's get to the spicy one. I gotta open my phone again here. Oh no, I was gonna do. Okay, this one first. It's not the spicy one. But I am neutral about freckles and dimples. It gets on my nerves. I myself have dimples and might have freckles. I don't know, but I don't care if someone has freckles or dimples. I don't think they're cute or quirky or ugly. People always talk about how sexy freckles and dimples are, but I hate acne and cleft chins. I don't see the big hype. Well, I love cleft chins because Bruce Campbell, love that man, and also Rose McGowan. She's got a cute little cleft chin. Debbie Mazar, they're super cute. And acne, I got acne. I hate my acne too, so I'm with you on that. And I see the hype. I actually tattooed freckles on my face recently, and they made me look younger. So they're pretty dope, I think. That's in my personal opinion.
I didn't know anybody did that.
Yeah, you can. You can. You just have to go to the right people because nobody, like, you can't just, like, go to, I guess, any tattoo artist and get that done. You want to get somebody who's going to be like, okay, we're going to make them look like freckles and not dots on their face, you know? Like, you have to have specifics, like somebody who's a little bit more makeup oriented to do that.
I knew about tattoo makeup. Like my mother had her tattoo eyeliner done.
That shit hurts. Eyeliner and the eyebrows. Like there's places there where like it hits nerves and stuff, and you can get blowouts. You can get blowouts along the corner of your eye, outside like towards your temple. That corner, you can get blowouts there. And you can get blowouts near your tear duct.
God damn.
It's
you ever get eyeball tattoos? Did you ever do that?
Okay, so I helped my friend Russ with them. And I helped him do a couple of sets. One guy got red in his eyes, and the first guy I helped him do got black. And he was actually he was featured in the news in Montreal. He was victim of a hate crime a few years back.
Oh, wow.
But yeah. Some of there's a lot of weird things happening with people. You know what I mean? Like they just don't like people who are different. So goes with the trans and the body mod community. We're all the same. So anyway, So this guy, I held the eyes open, and this is the first time I've seen it. You don't actually use a tattoo machine. You use a syringe. And the syringe is just slightly bent a little bit, and you slightly, inject a little bit of ink underneath the membrane. And then it just, it kind of sits in a pocket for a few minutes, and then slowly distributes throughout the eye, and then covers, you just have to hit a few areas, so you're probably hitting it about 3 times. So like twice on the outer bit and maybe once on the inner bit, maybe another additional time on the inside. But yeah, you have to keep your eyes open for that, and it is an interesting process. I loved the fuck out of watching it. It was cool. You could see the membrane pull up. It was really cool. I never thought I would love to see an eyeball get fucked with like that, but
seems to me like maybe just get some goddamn contacts, just
you could get scleral, the Hellraiser eyes.
Oh yeah,
the full black, and you can get them probably any color.
Oh yeah, so. like West Borland wears, yeah.
Yeah, West Borland.
How much do you charge for eyeball?
I have no idea how much they go for. I couldn't tell you, but I am gonna pump my friend's name, Russ Fox. He does them, and he basically, I guess it kind of depends on, cost of things right now, because it is after COVID and things have gone up in price. The price of gloves have like tripled. So now it's a little different. Like we used to pay about $10 a box for these gloves, and like, you know, tattoo artists, piercers, all body mod people, we all use these, and you know, you go through a fair amount of them trying to be clean and all of that. So, you know, going through a box of gloves means you're spending like, you know, triple the amount that you used to. And it sucks.
Yeah, Krista Andrews, she's the lady who owns the shop where Rosanna works.
Yeah.
She posted this thing on Instagram. It was like a receipt for the tattoo supplies that she has to buy a month, and it was like $1,800 or $1,900. And she wrote, people wonder why tattoos are so expensive. Well, here's why.
Because they cost.
Oh yeah. It's no joke.
It ain't no joke. And same with the body mods, you know, like if you want it done right, you have to pay for it. And like now, unfortunately, because we've had a pandemic, and for some reason somebody decided gloves were going to be $30 a box, up to, like, I've heard of one person, she paid $50 for a box that she needed to do her job.
Are these
$50.
These just garden variety latex gloves?
No, they're vinyl gloves.
Vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl. Vinyl is the like specific. That's what we have to use. Like that's what we should use because people have latex allergies, right? So.
Okay.
Yeah. But per box, it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh,
like
and
so anybody with a medical fetish is like really like butthurt right now.
But by the way, Rosanna doesn't do swastikas.
No, I've only done one in my life, but I was actually on an East Indian man, and it was like it was proper.
Was
so
it the reverse one? Because I know that it originated as a symbol of peace in India, and it was the other way around. The Nazis reversed the symbol and made it about war or whatever. So yeah, that's against the law, though. No white power tattoos. So, all right, I'm going to do my last confession. The title is The Kiss. I have a handful of guy friends. My husband knows about them, but he doesn't know that I like to greet them with kisses on the lips often. They are always too. I don't do anything else physical with them. I would never cheat. It's just nice to have a little kiss with a little tongue. Not all guys kiss the same. And it's just nice and friendly, really, much nicer than a hug. I don't know. I don't think that's
no, it's not really kosher, but I do enjoy what she's laying down.
Yeah. I mean, she should.
Like that's not a bad idea. It's really not a bad idea. I mean, I'm like, okay, no, that would be fun, but like she's with somebody.
Yeah, and
so that's not good. That was almost like the like panties one that I almost picked.
Yeah.
It almost like goes like side by side with that. Like it's like, oh, like I decided to not wear panties, but like I show people. It's like no. Like, no. Nay. You don't do that. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, there's a lot of voyeurism kind of excitement that comes along with it, right? Like, but I mean, that's a physical touch.
Yeah.
It's an intimate thing that you just did that now you're making out with everybody, basically.
My ex, who was still friends with her exes, and she would greet them with a kiss on the lips, and I remember that I didn't like that at all. That was didn't care for that. I mean, there was no tongue, but yeah, they were kisses on the lips, and I can be jealous sometimes. So
yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah.
Okay. And did you have one more?
Well, I mean, I kind of mentioned that panty one, so I may as well talk about that. I didn't show you that one though. Like, I don't think I was gonna do that kidnapping one. So I don't know. I guess we'll go with the original plan, and we'll probably end up talking about that Well, we already talked about the panty one, so it's good. We're good. So I'll go back to that. One sec here. Gotta open it.
There's a whole market for women who can make money by selling their used panties.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Make
so
money.
she's like missing out on making money. Like, it's only panties or some shit, you know.
Like OnlyFans is about to shut down, so they're getting rid of porn, so they'll
No, but they decided not. Did you see that?
they changed their minds. Eh?
Yeah, they did. They went back. Yeah. There was even a whole article with a chick from here, from Halifax. Like, that was like, she was pissed about it because she was actually making a fair amount of money, and I guess she was like making a good amount of money. Like,
Well,
I had no idea. Like, I didn't really know her. Like, I know I probably met her. I have a lot of those. I probably met them kind of people on my Facebook, and it's hard to tell whom I've probably met and whom I haven't met. So, this one, anyway, she was featured in our paper, and she did OnlyFans, and you know, got a whole like spread on there, and like a day or two later, I hear that stuff is back up. They're not taking it down. So I'm happy, like, because that's a lot of people's income.
Gina Harrison, who plays Trinity on Trailer Park Boys, she has one.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she doesn't. She probably doesn't get residuals from the show. She doesn't have any ownership, so like that show just it pays her when she's actually like working on it.
Yeah.
But besides that, you know, she has to find another gig, and so yeah, that's what she's been doing. So I don't know if she's nude on it though. I think it's just like boudoir photography, like lingerie, shit like that. Your modeling, by the way, is very different because, see, with your modeling, like I get the feeling like this is a really artistic expression, whereas on the cover of Vogue, it isn't. It just seems empty somehow. It's just. But I mean, I feel like you're making a statement with your modeling. So.
Oh yeah. No, I mean some of it, yeah. Some of it, I'm just like, I try to like kind of work the background that I'm given as well, and like sort of fit, like, not necessarily fit the style of the photographer, but also like kind of, I don't know, it's like you're trying to do that and bring something to the table as well, like kind of, I don't know, change it a bit, you know, like because I mean, I usually choose photographers that I like their work, and they're more fetishy. They're maybe like we have like a good chemistry. There's actually a guy that, he's one of my favorites from Oshawa. His name is Anthony Randall, and he shoots for Playboy now.
Really?
So yeah. So I'm like, I'm super happy for him, you know, like we shot a lot, like we did a lot of shoots, and like he taught me as well as I taught him, which was really cool. Like, I mean, now to be able to say that, you know, this guy is like, you know, he's shooting for Playboy, that's like, it's pretty amazing. So anyway,
slouch and work for them, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I was supposed to read my last thing.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
Rape and kidnapping. I want to be kidnapped and raped by a male, and it's not a fantasy, it's the truth. I'm not bad or evil because of that. I'm just weird. I think differently. I want to be desired by a male, and I've always wanted male attention. I never got females. Always complain they get male attention, and I'm a female that doesn't. That's what they wrote. So sorry about their bad English, but if not bad English, but that's what I'm reading. Anyway, this is not an uncommon thing, and a lot of people get shit on, especially from like really ultra sensitive types that like have been through some things, and it's like it's fine. Like, sometimes these things are like really like there's a lot to unpack with it. So, all of that aside, like, um, you just kind of like, the unpacking part, like that's like sort of like a personal deal because like there's always going to be sort of like these BDSM type fantasies. Like I categorize this in that because it's kind of like that, you can always arrange like with somebody that you trust to do something like this and be
Aren't most
like,
women who are into that like submissive? Like, aren't the majority of them?
I would say, or a switch, they're into both things,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, it's true. But yeah, I think that's probably. Well, I mean, I don't think most women want to be dominant in the bedroom, right? Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like, see, like, I want to touch on this a little bit because of, like, I mean, I have my own reservations. Like, I've been in some really touchy situations with a partner where it has been almost like rape-ish, but I still have those fantasies, but like not with him, just like with somebody who I can trust and be like, okay, like you have these days out of the week, around these times, you can like totally do this thing, and it'll be okay. Like this is what consents like or
Yeah,
consensual stuff like kind of comes into play. Like you need that when it comes to something like this because like sometimes you get fucked up to the point where it's like, oh shit, I actually may have been through something like more serious than what I wanted to be through. So you have to be like really careful about these things.
set up safe words and all that kind of stuff.
Well, sort of safe words, like you just make sure that whoever you're doing it with is not going to kill you.
That's important.
like, like don't get killed. Just don't get killed. Don't
Yeah,
get killed.
like those people who like to incorporate knives. That's definitely a thing where you got to set boundaries. That could go wrong very easily. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
like my ex and I made an agreement to engage in necrophiliac role play. So just got to establish, boundaries and ground rules for that, where they can't be dead for real. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are some horror stories with the BDSM community, especially like this is where I heard it. Like there was a course that I took on asphyxiation, right? So
Sure.
like yeah, it was a course. Okay, so in Edmonton they have like things like sort of like it's like a tattoo convention where you take courses in like BDSM things. They set them up throughout the whole weekend, and like at night there's dungeon play, right? So like you have like access to like all kinds of things that you can, you know, do with your partner. And but like I said, during the day you get to like learn stuff. So the asphyxiation thing, that's where I heard about some death stories, and like I was like, oh my god, like these are fucking brutal. You think you're gonna have a fucking good time, but then you wake up dead.
Good. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, no. But it happens. This is why we communicate. This is why we don't do stupid shit. Like you have to be clear and safe with everything you do. And that's like totally on the kidnapping tip. You have to be safe. Be safe because you might wake up dead. Just like Scary Movie 4. He says, I woke up dead.
Yeah, I woke up dead.
It's like, how do you wake up dead? I woke up dead. Yeah, no, it happens. You wake up dead.
Yeah. Somebody wrote a song called "Woke Up Dead." I can't remember who it was.
Oh, that's okay. I need to look that up.
It's like I think it may be a metal song. I'm not just can't remember who recorded it, but
Nice.
I think it was probably recorded in the era where metal bands were talking about like terminating people's souls.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that like the death metal era? You know, like
Like
that's
I will eat your soul.
yeah,
Shit
yeah.
like that.
Like
Or
that's
I will eat. Oh man, I had this one death metal CD I found in the parking lot of high school. It was Deathmeister, 1995, and it had some sick. It had Corpse on there, and there was a song. I'm pretty sure it was by Cannibal Corpse. I will eat your soul or something like that, or like, yeah, that whole CD. Like it was definitely a formative year. Like I loved it. I don't know who left it there
there
because
was
no one
so
really. What's that?
there was so much death metal for a while there.
Oh man, well I mean like
Bands, you know.
what was it? Not Cannibal Corpse, that other one, like shit. The one with Danny Filth. Cradle of Filth.
Cradle of Filth, yeah.
That's a classic, right? They
Yeah.
have a movie. I haven't seen that movie yet. But that movie is apparently pretty good. Buddy, like one of the it's all the band members and one of them actually like eats a bunch of condiments and stuff and like pukes for real.
Yeah.
Like I seen a thing on it. When the internet was new.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So
What I would like to see happen is like someone to take like the lyrics of Cannibal Corpse, but play some kind of like regular music where you sing it and it's coherent, but to use those lyrics like "I Come Blood" and all those crazy songs.
yeah, because I mean his like you can't
Yeah.
make any of it out. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what he's saying when he screeches. And that's most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that guy is right small. He's like a little football player.
That's what it's about. It's a Napoleon complex, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because I was looking at like a bunch of photos from high school yearbooks of like metal musicians, and I noticed a lot of them are these like geeky, nerdy guys. So they must have gotten bullied, and all that unresolved anger is what went into the music, right? It must have been what happened. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right.
So,
Well,
was this our first confessions podcast?
It
Did
was.
we just do it?
We did, yeah.
Did it. We just did it.
You are Wad, and
It was my first time, you guys.
that's 125 minutes. It's not bad.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
That's like 90, right? Like, I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
do math, man.
it's about 85
terrible.
minutes.
85?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
9 minutes, an hour and a half. Yeah.
that's not too bad.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
thank you to everybody for listening. And for now, this is my Morgan Rector.
And I'm Rosanna Chilton. I'm new, but I'll be back.
Oh, sure. And so will I. Thanks for listening, guys.
All right. Thank you.